Good evening, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visible. Yes. So, good evening. I hope all of you are doing well. So, I welcome you all to this session. In the last session, we have started one initiative. Like in the last session, we have started this simple thing that we are going to discuss some of the static related things also, which are important for prelims examination. So we have started with the geography section, the mapping section, and in that we have seen some topics related to the different we have seen the different part of the world, the different the ocean currents which are there across the world. We have seen the cold currents, the warm currents, their location, etc. Now, in today's session, we are going to talk about some of the straits of the world. Some of the straits of the world, we are going to see their location, what water bodies are being connected by them, and also which areas are separated by them. Which areas are separated by them. So we are going to see from that perspective the different straits of the world. And then after we will continue this part, we will talk about all other things also. Like in tomorrow's session, we are going to cover about the major rivers of the world. So in this week, we are going to continue with geography for the next 2-3 days. In the next week, then we will start with environment, then maybe with science, maybe with polity, environment, polity, economy, history, all other things. Okay. So we will try to focus on some key areas, and through that, we are going to revise the syllabus also. So I think you all will be ready for this. Yes. Today we are going to talk about the straits of the world. So I hope that is okay with you, this way of revising the topics. Like we will discuss the current affairs also, we will revise them as well, and then we will also discuss some of the static topics also. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Today what topics which we have? First of all, we are going to talk about the straits of the world. What are the major straits, what areas they are connecting, and all other things. Then we are going to talk about a very important topic. This is more related with your mains examination. So we are going to talk about care economy. You might have heard about this. You may have seen there is a question in UPSC also about this, about the care economy. And then we are going to talk about another topic, combination drugs. Recently, the government has again decided to ban some of the combination drugs. So in that context, we are going to see this, like what are combination drugs, why they are used, what are the challenges with respect to it, and why the government has banned it. Okay. Then we will also talk about one of the constitutional bodies, GST Council. There is a meeting of GST Council for revision or rationalization of different rates of GST. So we are going to see this. Once again, we are going to revise this GST Council, that what is its composition, what is the manner of its working, how it works, what is the quorum and all. So that is one of the topic which we are going to discuss. Okay. Okay, so let's start today's session. First, we are coming to the straits of the world. Now, so we are starting with the questions. How many of the following are correctly matched? First is saying Malacca Strait connects Andaman Sea with East China Sea. Second is saying Bab al Mandeb connects Gulf of Aden with Arabian Sea, and North Channel, Irish Sea, and Atlantic Ocean. So you have to tell that how many of them are correctly matched. Okay. Krishna, I have seen your message. Okay. I will communicate it to the respective team. They will look into it. Okay. So I have got your message. I will communicate it to the respective team. So what will be the correct option here? It is saying how many of the following are correctly matched. First option is Malacca Strait. The option is connects Andaman Sea with East China Sea. Second is Bab al Mandeb connects Gulf of Aden with Arabian Sea. Second is North Channel, Irish Sea and Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so I am getting answers as A, okay, only one. So it means all of you have revised it quite well. Yes, it is true that first the answer here is A, that is only one, that is correct. Can you tell me which one of these three are, which one is correct among these three? Like, you know, the answer is only one because it is asking about how many. But which one of them is correct and which two are incorrect? Malacca is wrong, okay? So, Strait of Malacca, which water bodies are connected by this Strait of Malacca? Bab al Mandeb connects Gulf of Aden with the Red Sea, okay? So, yes. In the second option, of course, Bab al Mandeb Strait connects the Gulf of Aden with Red Sea, not the Arabian Sea. Okay. So, this option is incorrect. Here it will be Red Sea. That is correct. Okay. Now, in the first one, Strait of Malacca. So, see, what about this Strait of Malacca? Yes, it is South China Sea. It is not East China Sea. East China Sea is in the upper portion near the coast of this South Korea and Japan, or Japan simply. Okay. So we have this Taiwan Strait which connects the South China Sea with East China Sea. The Taiwan Strait is there which connects the South China Sea with East China Sea, whereas the Malacca Strait connects the Andaman Sea with South China Sea. Okay. So here the first option is also incorrect. The second is also incorrect. Now the third one is of course correct. North Channel is connecting the Irish Sea and Atlantic Ocean. You can see this in the map. Here we have the Strait of Malacca. Here you have Andaman Sea, and on this side we have the South China Sea. Okay. So this is South China Sea. Here we have Taiwan. Here we have East China Sea. So Taiwan Strait is here and it connects the South China Sea with East China Sea. Okay. Now, in the second, we can see this is Bab al Mandeb Strait. Here you have Gulf of Aden. On this side you have Red Sea, and this Bab al Mandeb Strait is connecting Red Sea with the Gulf of Aden. Okay. On this side we have the North Channel. The North Channel is connecting this Irish Sea here. Here we have the Irish Sea, and on this side we have the Atlantic. Okay. So this North Channel, you can see one more important part. This is the portion of UK, like one portion of UK. Here there is Northern Ireland, which is again part of UK, and they are separated by each other through this North Channel. The Ireland, the Northern Ireland, or simply even the Ireland, it's separated from the mainland UK with this North Channel. Okay. So this is one first question. Now coming to the second question, we have the first statement. Bosphorus Strait separates Asia and Europe. The first statement is saying Bosphorus Strait separates Asia and Europe. Second is saying Dardanelles Strait connects Sea of Marmara with the Aegean Sea. And third is saying Hormuz Strait connects Gulf of Persia and Gulf of Oman. It is connecting Gulf of Persia and Gulf of Oman. So first is saying Bosphorus Strait separate Asia and Europe. Second is saying Dardanelles Strait connects Sea of Marmara with Aegean Sea. And here we have Hormuz Strait connects Gulf of Persia and Gulf of Oman. Statement is here. Which of the, sorry, this is incorrect. Which of them are correct? Which of the statements are correct? Which of them are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, and 1, 2 and 3. So I'm getting one answer as B. Okay. First and second are correct. Okay, but don't know about the third one. Okay. I'm getting, why you have deleted that one then? Phosphorus is wrong. Okay. So what is the answer? Some are saying B option also, C option also. A few people are saying D option as well. Okay. One and three are correct. Okay, but you don't know about the second one. Okay. See. So this is one of the important area. This is one of the important area. Both these three are almost nearby. Both these three are, both Bosphorus and Dardanelles Strait, they are nearby. Then we have also this Hormuz Strait. We have talked about this Hormuz Strait a few days back also. Okay, see it. First, let us see. This is the Bosphorus Strait. Now look at this part. Here you have the European portion of Turkey, and on this side you have Asia. That's why it is said about the Bosphorus Strait that it separates Asia from Europe. It is also dividing the Turkey into different parts. A small portion of Turkey is there in this portion of Europe, and a major portion of Turkey is there in Asia. But still after that, Turkey consider itself as a European country. They are saying that no, we are not Asians, we are European countries. Okay. So this Bosphorus Strait is there, which is basically dividing. This is the line between Asia and Europe. On this side you have Asia, on this side you have Europe. So it is separating this Asia and Europe. The first option was correct. Second, you can see Bosphorus and Black Sea and Sea of Marmara, they are connected via this Bosphorus Strait. And here we have the Dardanelles Strait, which is again connecting Sea of Marmara with Aegean Sea. Okay. So even Sea of this Marmara and the Aegean Sea, they are connected via this Dardanelles Strait. Okay. So they are one of the important links between Black Sea, then Bosphorus, then Sea of Marmara, then we have this Dardanelles Strait, and then you have the Aegean Sea, or from here you have the beginning of Mediterranean also. Okay. After this Aegean Sea, you will have the larger one, Mediterranean. Okay. So that is the first two part. Then see, I have told you last day also, this is a very important location for India. On just near this Strait of Hormuz, we also have the Chabahar port. So Strait of Hormuz is between this Gulf of Persia and Gulf of Oman. Here you have this Gulf of Oman. Here you have the Persian Gulf. Okay. So Persian Gulf and this Gulf of Oman are connected via this Strait of Hormuz. Okay. So this third option is also correct. Hence the answer here will be D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So I hope only few people have given D option. They will be quite happy. Only a few people have given this option D. Now, coming to this third question. Coming to the third question. Again, we have some of the straits of the world. First is Gibraltar Strait. It is saying it joins Atlantic and Mediterranean. Second is saying English Channel separates England from North Ireland. Third is saying Kerch Straits connect Black Sea and Sea of Azov. So tell me about this one. Consider the following pairs. How many of them are correctly matched? We have the Gibraltar Strait joins Atlantic and Mediterranean. Yes, Dardanelles Strait is not very much famous, but why it has gained this prominence? See, right now, first thing is the Sea of Marmara, which is there in between the Turkey area. Like there is one part of Turkey which is there in Asia, the major part, and then we have a smaller portion of Turkey in this portion of Europe. So between that, we have the Sea of Marmara. And now in Sea of Marmara, what you will find that like a few years back, there was a huge this algal bloom like situation, and due to which a large number of fishes have died in this area. So due to which the Sea of Marmara, Dardanelles Strait or Bosphorus Strait was there in the news. Okay. English Channel separates UK from France. Okay. Are saying 1 and 3rd option is correct. Okay. So I hope maximum people has given answer as B. Okay. Some people are saying A also, but maximum answer is coming as B. Let's see. See, first of all, we have this Strait of Gibraltar. Of course, it is one of the very famous straits. On one side, we have this Spain. On the other side, we have Morocco. Okay. Here you can find there is a small portion of UK also. Okay. So a Strait of Gibraltar is there. On this side, we have Africa. On this side, we have Europe. And here, this Atlantic Ocean, Mediterranean Sea. So Strait of Gibraltar is joining the Atlantic with the Mediterranean. First option is correct. Second was about the English Channel. So we have just seen that there is another channel, North Channel, which separates Ireland from England. The North Channel is separating Ireland from England. So we have just seen that a few slides back. Okay. Then here we have the English Channel separating France on this side and UK on this side. Okay. So this is a different thing. Like here we have this France, here we have UK. So second option was incorrect. Third was this Kerch Strait. So see this part here, this Kerch Strait is very much famous due to Russia-Ukraine crisis also. Okay. Here you have the Kerch Strait. This is the portion, Crimea. You know that it has been annexed by Russia in 2014. In 2014, it was annexed by Russia. Earlier, this was part of Ukraine. Now, we have the Kerch Strait, which connects the Sea of Azov here with the Black Sea. Okay. So here we have this Kerch Strait connecting Sea of Azov with this Black Sea. That's why it is prominent. Okay. Now, so I hope you can get this easily. First option is correct. Second option is incorrect. Third option is correct. Hence the answer will be B only. Okay. One more question. Where is the location of this Bering Strait? Where is this location of Bering Strait? It is quite famous. If you have seen the map, it is quite famous. Where do we have this location? Okay. Yes. It is situated between again two continents. On one side, we have the North America. On another side, we have Asia, and particularly two countries. On one side, we have US. Alaska is a part of US. So that is United States. And on other side, we have Russia. Okay. So you can see this. If we talk about the Bering Strait, on this side, we have the United States. Here it is Alaska. Okay. This is Alaska, part of US. And on this side, we have Russia. Okay. So this is a Bering Strait, 85 kilometer. That is the distance between Asia and North America. 85 kilometer. That is the distance between Asia and North America. You can see it from here. It is located in this part. Okay. Clear? वीकली एक वीडियो डाल दीजिए इंटरनेशनल करंट अफेयर्स. See, whenever there is international current affairs related with our examination, we are covering it. See, there are two types of current affair. There are two types of current affair. One current affair is there, which is like whatsoever is happening in the world, whatever interesting is going on, that is one of the current affairs, which you can hear in news articles or in other manner. Then there are some other portions of current affairs which are relevant for us. And those current affairs we are already covering. If some major thing is happening, which is crucial for our examination, we take it in these classes. Okay. So in these like 1 hour session, we are focusing only on those news which are relevant for examination. We are not simply discussing the interesting articles. The interesting articles are good, like you can be very much interested in hearing about them. You can be very much like enjoying it, but then it is not that much important for exam. So we are confining to exam section only. Okay. And if you want, I will have exclusive videos with all those effects and everything, that like new channels do the same thing. There is a missile going on, and then there is other things coming up. Okay. Two leaders are there, they're fighting with each other. There is cartoons and graphics. So that is a separate thing. Okay. I have also thought of making that one day, maybe after some time. Okay. But till in this session, we will confine it to exam related things only. Okay. Now, coming to the question for today. Coming to this question for today, we have this care economy. Okay. There is not autonomous city. There is a concept of autonomous district, which you will read in polity also, or maybe we will also discuss it in upcoming classes. Autonomous district means they are given some special options, like their administration, everything is there. They have a council. There is a council which governs it in most of the matter. They have some legislative independence also. So that is autonomous district concept, which is used in some of the tribal areas, especially in northeastern states or in some other areas also. Okay. So that is autonomous district. There are autonomous district councils also. Okay. So that is different thing. Like suppose if there is Russia and Ukraine crisis going on, so they can ask you that why Russia and Ukraine are fighting, or if there is a dispute between Israel and Hezbollah, or Israel and Lebanon, Israel and other things, other countries. So that is a general awareness thing, but day-to-day activities are not that much important. When they ask about two countries, they ask it in bigger perspective, not in the smaller things like why they have said this or that. They generally ask in something which is of bigger perspective, not the smaller things. Okay. Now, coming to this part, care economy. Let us discuss some exam related things now. Care economy. So can you tell me what is this care economy? What is this care economy? Any idea about this? What is this care economy? Women's work in house. See, care economy is a broader concept. Care economy means like care economy is not just about any gender role. Care economy is, for example, generally we see that there are in our society, most of the care economy related work is done by women of the house, and that too in an unpaid manner. Like women are taking care of their children. Women are also taking care of the family members if they are sick. Women are also taking care of the elderly. They are looking after the cleaning of the houses, cooking and all other things. Okay. So these all are aspects of care economy which is done by women in our society, especially in the Indian society. Okay. Now, there is a very large economy focusing on just these things. Like right now, you might have seen in many of the metro cities or across the world, all these activities are done by hired workers, and there is nothing to do with gender for it. Like there are cooks who can make food for you. Okay. Then there are domestic workers who can go for cleaning and all other activities. There are people who can purchase items or groceries for you. Then there are also people who can take care of the babies or take care of the elderly. There are nurses for it. So all these things are part of the care economy. There are people hired for playing with the children also. Like if you are not having time to play with your own children, then you can hire someone, those who can be like playing with the children, spending time with them. So that is what we call as care economy. Taking care of all these things, taking care of all the things which you are not having time for, but it is necessary, but it is required, but it is like you have to get someone to do it. So that is our care economy. Now, in Indian context, what we see that most of the care economy work is being done by women in India. Maybe it can be the wife of a person or mother or sister. Mostly it is done by women in India. Okay. So there is an article about this, like how it is impacting the things and what needs to be done in this context. Okay. So there was this Hindu related article editorial that India needs to develop a care ecosystem. India needs to develop a care ecosystem. So it is having some facts and figures and some suggestions. So we are going to look into it. Okay. See, first thing is, it has given you some facts and figures, and I think most of you have memorized it. Okay. But still we will see this. Like the first thing is about participation in the workforce. Okay. Participation in the workforce, female labor force participation ratio. Okay. That is female labor force participation ratio, FLPFR, female labor force participation ratio. Okay. So in our country, in the labor force, around 37% of women are participating. About 37% of women are participating. If we look at the global level, what is the global average? Across the world, what is the average? The average is 47.8%. When you look at the world, you will find that in most of the countries, around 47 or globally, 47.8% women are there in labor force. They are working as a paid labor. But in India, we see that this figure is just 37%. And that too when it has increased tremendously in the last 5 to 7 years. What we see that till 2017-18, it was just at 23%. It was just at a meager 23%. Now it has increased up to 37%. But then you will find a catch here. And this is one thing, like this is the beauty of reading the newspapers. I say you most of the time that you should be reading it. Why I am saying this? When you read newspapers, you get the same data, but sometimes you get the inside story also. Out of these persons, like suppose that if 100 women in India are part of the labor force, you will find that around 37.5%, means 37 or 38, okay, 37 or 38 women, they are unpaid workers. They are unpaid workers. So how they are unpaid workers? Maybe their family is running a business. Maybe their family is running a business. They are having some sort of work. So she is just working there. She is not getting any salary out of it. But since it is a family business and she is part of it, so she is also considered as employed. She is also considered as employed. So here what has been highlighted that out of the 100 women who are working in India or who are considered as part of the labor force, around 37.5% of them, they are simply working in the household enterprise. They are not employed outside it. They are not getting any separate payment for it. So that is also one of the catch of the labor force in India about the women participation. So that is one of the fact which you can get from here. Now the question is this, the question is why we are having lesser participation of women? Why we are having lesser participation of women in India? Now, you know that there are multiple reasons behind it. Can you tell me 4-5 reasons which you know at the top of your mind? What are the reasons behind lower participation of women in India? Okay, Nilu, yes, you should be now concentrating for the mains examination, and yes, all the best for you. Security, okay? One thing you have all said is safety and security, okay? Then safety and security. That is one of the major concern for women in India. Then we also know that just link it here with the care economy part. The burden of the domestic work. The burden of domestic work. The burden of domestic work. Okay. Then child rearing. Child rearing. In India, you will generally find this. Like most of the time, you will find this simple part that suppose if there is a couple and they have got a child, then normally it is assumed that the women will leave her work and she will be taking care of the baby while the father will continue at the office. It is generally assumed, it is generally believed by the people that yes, the women will be working, women will be taking care of the child and the father will be working in the labor force. Okay. So this is one of the part. Child rearing is considered one of the fundamental part of women's life in Indian society. Okay. So that is also pulling them from the labor force. Okay. So safety and security, burden of domestic work, child rearing, at the same time the societal mindset also. Okay. Societal mindset. Okay. Like what we see that you will find this interesting part of Indian society that for a very long period of time, what has been seen that women were not given this opportunity to read or write or become part of any skilled or vocational courses. Now, many of them have done vocational courses. Many of have got excellent academic record also. But it is generally expected from them that after marriage, she will be taking care of the household. And generally, in many houses across the country, still what we find that women are not allowed to work in offices after this marriage. After their marriage, they are not allowed to work. So that is also part of it. That's why they are being pulled out of the labor force. They work for some time and then they are pulled out of the labor force. So that is also one of the significant part of it. Okay. Then there is another part of it, and that is increase in the income level of people. Yes, this is not what I am saying. This is what government survey have suggested, that in various part, not in the rural areas, in the urban areas, women are not participating in the labor force because they think that they are getting sufficient money. Why have this double burden that you still have to go to office and take care of the family? So why have this burden? Instead, stay at home and enjoy. Okay. So this is also one of the part. This rise in income level has also pulled out some people from this labor force. Okay. So safety and security is there. Societal norms are there. There is also a skill gap and this lesser payment for equal work. Okay, this payment imbalance is also there. Then you can in general you will find that skilling is missing, but you can ignore that point. You can also write one thing like lesser payment lesser wages or wages in comparison to male. Okay. So that inequality of wages is one of the prime reason, inequality of wages. So these factors have contributed to lesser women in the workforce. Okay. So that is one part of this article, that first thing is care economy is also care economy is also pulling, like we have seen here, that these factors they have pulled the women out of the labor force. They have pulled the women or have prevented them from becoming part of the workforce. So that is how care economy, the unpaid care economy in India, is hindering the participation of women in the labor force. Now, let's talk about the care economy. We have already seen that what is care economy. We will come to this part again. Like what is care economy? Okay. You have seen that care economy ranges from like child rearing to taking care of elderly, to taking care of sick, house cleaning, and all other things. They are part of care economy. Okay. And why there is a need of development of a suitable policy for care economy in India? Why it is required? See, first thing is, like, we know that if we are developing a care economy, it will help in more participation of women in labor force. More participation of women in labor force. Okay. So it will help our economy. Second thing is the number of elderly people in our economy. It is continuously increasing. Right now, we have around 10% of our population, 10.5% of our population who are above the age of 60 years. Who are above the age of 60 years. Okay. So that is like 149 million people, means 14.9 crore people. They are above the age of 60 years. And we have seen that in the present times, we have the rise of nuclear families. This is one part. Increase in number of elderly, increase in number of elderly, plus add one more point, rise of nuclear family. Rise of nuclear family. I hope you all are aware about the concept of nuclear family. What is nuclear family? Yes, Sachin, I know you. Yes, Sachin, I know about you. I remember. Yes, nuclear family is like basically having like a mother, father, child only. Okay. Mother, father, child. That is our nuclear family. So not having linkage with the like grandparents or all, or uncles and aunties. Okay. So that is basically our nuclear families. So we are having this rise of nuclear families plus increase in the number of elderly population. Add these two, you will find that we will need someone to care. Someone is required to take care. Someone is required to take care of them, and that's why we again need a care economy. A developed care economy means those who are skilled, those who are certified, those who are trained in order to actually take care of the elderly or the sick or the child, etc. So this is why we need the care economy. Okay. Now, again, one more thing, the population is still going to like increase in proportion terms. It is going to reach up to 20% in 2050. By the time, like I assume that most of you are of the age of 20 to 25. Okay. So by the time you are part of this, elderly population, maybe the ratio can be 25 or 30%. Okay. So by the time you are there, you will find that yes, there will be requirement of a care economy. Okay. So when you are going in the services, you have to think about it, that maybe we need to develop a care economy beforehand, before we get older. Okay. So this is for you also. You can develop a policy when you become the bureaucrats. You can develop your policy for your own future. Okay. Now, so this is one part. By 2050, around 20 to 25% of our population is going to become above the age of 60 years. So again, there will be more requirement of caregivers. Okay. At the same time, like what can be done in order to achieve this? What can be done? First thing is a comprehensive policy. Like right now, you have seen that people are still getting household helpers are there, cooks are there, even there are nurses to take care of many people. But this is very much fragmented. There is no such policy, there is no such rules and regulations about it. Sometimes people end up paying more than what is actually the what can be actually the rational payments. Okay. Sometimes even the workers are getting exploited. So this is one of the challenging part. Now, there is a need of development of a comprehensive policy to address all these things. Like what can be expected from the people who are working in the care economy, how they have to behave, or how those who are employing them, those who are taking their services, how they have to behave, how much leave and all other policies, that has also to be framed. Like normally, if you are joining any company, you know that they have some policies. So that care economy also needs a policy for it. Also needs a policy for those who are providing the services and those who are taking the services also. So both these things are required. So a comprehensive policy for care workers and also, and those who are taking the services also. Okay. Care workers or employers. So that is also one of the part. Second thing is training of care workers. Training. Okay. They must be trained for it. They must be skilled for it, and they should also be certified, so that if you are taking the services of anyone, you would be aware that okay, this person is certified by any government agency. He can take care of the child, or he or she can take care of the child. They can cook well, or they can also like they have expertise in cleaning also, or maybe they can take care of the elderly population. So that is all which is required, skilling and training of them. Okay. And also certification. So care economy needs to be developed in a proper manner. And see, regarding this, World Economic Forum, it has said that this care economy is not just a burden, it is an opportunity. Care economy is not a burden, it is an economy. It is a like opportunity. It has said that it can be an engine for economic productivity. It can be an engine for economic productivity. See how it is there. First, it is going to provide jobs to a large number of people. Many people will get employed. That is one part. Second thing, the women who are working in home, now they can work outside and they can also earn money. So on one hand, some people who are giving this services of care providers, or they are becoming care workers, they will also be paid. And those women who are working at home, those who are facing this double burden of work also and home also, now they can focus on work, they can earn more, they can make their career. and ultimately the economy will get the benefit from both these things, the care economy also, and then the women can also become part of the labor force. So it is going to help our economy, in fact. Second thing is, it is a business opportunity. Now you know that there will be, if there will be demand of the care care providers, then various businesses will emerge from this. Even right now what you can see, that in many areas you have certain companies, like there is Urban Clap or Urban Partners, so they provide various services like cleaning of houses, cook also. There are many such what you can say, many such companies or startups which are now providing cooks on demand. Like suppose you have a small family function, like let us say that you have a small family function. So what used to happen in our society, that the women, if there is any such function, let us say if there is Diwali or Holi or Eid or anything, so what used to happen, the women of the home, they were spending most of the time on cooking and cleaning, so that the guests who are coming, they can enjoy the meal, okay, or they can enjoy the festival. But during that time, those women were not able to enjoy, they were not able to get the same benefit as other people, or they were excessively exhausted. Now you can see that in many part of the country, there are cooks who can be hired for cooking, or even suppose there is a small party function, birthday party or any party, they can hire a cook and they can come and make all these food. So that is the part of care economy. It is a business opportunity. Okay. So that is also one of the advantages. Third thing is, it has said that while you are going for this care economy, you have to make sure that it is providing gender equality and also disability inclusion. So that is a suggestion from World Economic Forum, that if you are developing a care economy in many of the developing nations like India, it is in nascent stage, it is in the early stage. So it has been advised that you can develop it in such a manner that it is gender inclusive. It is also including the disabled persons. They might have also some skills which can become part of the care economy. So that is the suggestion, that how we need to develop this care economy. Okay. Clear? There are many mothers who have big dreams but can't work due to husbands. Ah, yes, of course, there are many people who are not able to work. Increasing the income, also expenditure increase. How to say it? Reduced participation of women. See, it is not what I am saying. It is what government has said, that like after this boom of 1990s, after this boom of 1990s, in the early 2000, we have seen a reversal in the workforce participation. First, we have seen that from the 1980s and 1990s, the women in workforce, their number was increasing. But after some time, after 2000, 2005, this number started to decrease. It started to decrease, and it has even been seen that by 2020, it was believed that it came down to 19%. Right now, we are saying that 37% is there, but according to various estimates, it was said that by 2016, 17, 20, it came down to 19%. Why? Because now some people started getting good job. Some people started getting good job. They started to earn more, and their earning was sufficient enough for the family. And hence, the women, they didn't actively engaged in the labor force. They didn't actively become part of the labor force. So in urban areas, not in the rural areas. In rural areas, they were still becoming part of workforce. But in urban areas, their number decreased. And one of the reason, not the only reason, one of the reason was that the income level of family has increased. So they were thinking, why to give that much of effort? Okay. Is that clear, Bittu? It is not the sole factor, it is one of the factor. Yes, in rural areas, they are working mainly as labor, and MG Narega particularly has increased the participation of women in the workforce in the rural areas. The MG Narega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it has increased the participation of women in the workforce. Okay. Yes, now things are changing. That's why we have seen that after 19-20%, after declining to 19 to 20%, now it has taken a huge jump. It has increased up to 37%. Okay. So yes, it has stagnated, it has declined for certain time, but now we are again seeing that now the things have reversed. You are trying to connect the thing of present with past. Okay. In the past, inflation was not very much high. The things were not that much costly. Now, in the present time, in the 2024, the situation is not same as it used to be in 2010, 12 or 15, 16. Okay. Now the things have changed. There is a difference of 10 to 15 years. Okay. So you cannot like, you are relating the present inflation with the matter of past. Okay. Yes. So now they are more educated, more skilled, and now there is need for them. Now there is a need for them to work because the payment of one person in many of the cities is not sufficient for raising a family. Okay. Now coming to the second topic, combination drugs. Okay. So basically, government has banned 156 drugs. Government has banned 156 drugs. Drugs means medicines. Okay. So why it has been banned? What are these fixed dose combinations? What are the advantages and challenges? Let us see that one by one. Okay. So first thing is, what is fixed dose combination? Okay. Let us understand this in a very simple manner. Fixed dose combination. Suppose that a person is having fever, sneezing, he is having cold, he is also having backache or body pain or anything, okay, plus a lot of other problems. So now suppose that if this person is having a range of different problems, then the doctor may prescribe them a number of medicines that, okay, take this one for fever, that one for backache, that one for sneezing and all other things. Okay. So now suppose that doctor has prescribed them 3 different medicines and have given this routine that you have to take A 2 times a day, B 3 times a day and C 2 times a day. Okay. Many of the people might get confused when to take the medicine A, when to take the medicine B, when to take the medicine C. It has to be taken in empty stomach or full stomach. It has to be taken with water, without water. So a number of questions are there in the mind of the people. Okay. When you are getting any medicine prescription, you get confused also that which medicine has to be taken. Some people get confused. Okay. So instead of it, suppose that if there is a medicine X, now this X can be used for fever also, it can be used for sneezing also, cold also, backache also. So this X is having all those ingredients. It is having all those ingredients which were as part of A, B or C. So instead of taking A, B and C separately, a person can take the drug X and he can get relief from all this. So that is one of the part. Now, of course, fever, sneezing and all these things are simple problems. But then some people might develop life-threatening diseases. Let us say that people are having tuberculosis, people are having diabetes and other problems simultaneously. Let us say that a person is there having tuberculosis, diabetes and some other problems simultaneously. Now, in that scenario, in that particular case, it may be challenging for them to memorize the different type of medicines which they have to take for tuberculosis, for the diabetes, for other diseases, etc. And in these scenarios, the fixed dose combinations, they are helpful for a number of people. So basically, it is like combination of different medicines. So now the question is, these fixed dose combination appear to be good for the patient. They appear to be good for the patient. But why the government is banning them? In the last 10 years, around 500 fixed dose combinations have been banned in India. Around 500 fixed dose combination drugs have been banned in India. So why is the government banning these fixed dose combination? What is the reason? उठने के पहले और सोने के बाद वाली medicine. Yes, there is also medicine which you have to take before you rise and after you sleep. So that also you might miss. Yes. So why the government is banning these fixed dose combination? See, what is the challenge? See, the challenge is, first part, the patients will take even those drugs which they might not need. Fixed dose combinations are not made according to the patient. They are a common combination. Like suppose that in this example we have seen that for fever, sneezing, cold and backache, you have one simple medicine X. Okay. So now suppose that you are only having fever and backache. You are not having sneezing and cold. Still you are taking the X medicine. So you are taking more drugs or more chemicals than what is required by your body. A patient may take, if they are using the FDC, they might be taking more medicines than what is actually required by their body. Okay. So that is one of the major challenge, taking more medicines than what is actually required. Second thing is, like if we look this, antibiotic resistance. Now, in many of the cases, there are various fixed dose combination for a range of bacterial infections. Okay. Like suppose that you might see that there are a number of such fixed dose combinations which can be used for treating a range of bacteria. So suppose a person is infected by tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is there causing this disease of tuberculosis. But then a fixed dose combination is there which is treating TB also and other diseases also which may be caused by, let us say, other bacteria. So in that scenario, body will end up using more medicine and more medicine. These medicines are like thrown out of the body through the feces or the urine, and they become a factor behind antibiotic resistance. We have discussed about this. Antibiotic resistance in previous classes also. We know that how these antibiotic resistance are caused. So this may become a challenge for antibiotic resistance. Second thing is, companies are also profit oriented. Now, for a medicine, suppose that if there is any general medicine or a normal medicine, so if they are essential medicine, their price is regulated. Their price is regulated by the government. But for the FDCs, there is no such regulation. So what the companies do, instead of focusing on these medicines, they make the FDC and they sell it at a higher price. In our country, the prices of FDCs are quite higher. So you can be treated by simply a medicine which is at a lower cost. Company saying, no, we don't manufacture A, we manufacture X only. You will have to take this. It will also work as A, but the price here will be higher. Because it is a fixed dose combination. It is not a simple medicine. So companies are making more profit and also feeding the people more and more amount of chemicals in the name of fixed dose combination. Okay. That is also one of the problem. Then there is one more important part. See, like why these FDCs are there in India? If they are having this challenge, how they have existed? Now suppose that we have seen there are medicines A, B and C. So A, B and C are approved by the union government. Let us say that there are three medicines A, B and C. They are approved by the union government. Now what the companies do? They make a fixed dose combination X using A, B and C. Now they say that these medicines are already approved, so there is no requirement for its approval. They are simply approved by the state government. Here you require the approval of central government. At this, they easily get the approval of a state government and then they are sold in the market. So for FDC, there is no such control over it. There is no such control over it. So they are simply allowed by the state governments and they are being sold in the market and they are causing harm to the people. You know that excess of medicine can harm our vital organs, including liver, kidney and all other things. Okay. So this is one of the challenge behind the medicines. Okay. Now, what has been done? What has been done? First of all, you will find that a large number of such fixed dose combinations have been banned in India. There is one more part. The new drugs and clinical trial rules. Okay. They have made it clear that fixed dose combinations will be considered as a new drug and now you will have to take approval from the union government. Okay. So now it has been said that fixed dose combination are to be considered as a new drug. Now you cannot say that ABC has already been approved, so X is auto approved. No. According to the new drugs and clinical trial rules, they are not auto approved. You have to take the approval from the government again. Okay. So that is one of the change. Okay. Then right now you can see about 499 FDCs have been banned in India till now. In 2012, first at that time in 2012, a parliamentary committee has highlighted this issue that FDCs are very much harmful and it should be banned in India. They have said that various FDCs are harmful for people, it should be banned in India. Then government formed a committee. About this. It has recommended banning of 963 drugs. There was a committee formed by government itself in 2013-14 and it said that about 963 drugs need to be banned in India. Government has banned around 500 out of them and some more can be banned in upcoming days. Okay. There are total of around 3,450 fixed dose combinations in India. So this is fixed dose combination, their impact, their rules and regulations in the present time and in the past. I hope it is clear. That what is FDCs? Yes, that medicine is wrong. That's why the government is banning it. See, various committees have said that fixed dose combinations are irrational. They have no such extra benefit for the people. Okay. So there is one topic which is remaining, GST Council. I will discuss that in the next session. And tomorrow we are going to see about the major rivers of the world. So do read about them, the major rivers of the world. Africa, then you have North America, South America and Europe. and even some portions of Asia. I'm not going in the parts of Australia. There is only one or two river. Just read about the African rivers and the rivers in North America. These two are main. Then you have one or two rivers in South America and a few rivers in Europe also. Okay, so do read about them. In one of the session, I think I have talked about rivers of Europe also. We have talked about this rivers of Europe when this Paris Olympic was there. No, no, no. If you are getting one newspaper, Indian Express, it is more than sufficient. Don't worry about it. Yes, yes, I will ask questions from current affairs also. Don't worry. Okay, so let's meet in tomorrow's session. Do read about the rivers of the world and then we will talk about it. Okay, so thank you so much. All the best and take care. Thank you.